Well, folks, great to be back. It's been quite a long time. By the way, you can follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Real Smiley. You get a lot more content from that than you do here because it's a free platform of free speech, and I can say exactly what I want. Anyhow, I have not been around in a long time. I understand that. And many reasons. There was nobody really watching this program. So I decided maybe on doing a different format. And again, my Twitter or X account has way more views, significantly way more views than anything I had here. But that's because YouTube is not very friendly to the free marketplace of ideas as Elon Musk's platform is. That's why I stay on there, and but I intend to continue to be back here on the weekends. So we have a lot to get to today, folks. I mean, a lot. In the time that I've been gone, the proverbial shit has hit the fan on multiple fronts. We had the carpet flying members of Hamas kill a bunch of people in Israel. We have a bunch of woke college students supporting said carpet flyers in Hamas, to which I said, but by the way, most of these people are female or gay. And I said, why don't, if they like them so much, why don't we send them the hell over there and let them just see what it's like to be a gay person or a woman in a radical Muslim country? I don't think there's been any takers. Now, we do have a lot of people like Bruce Springsteen, Cher, Barbara Streisand, the whole yada, 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 that say that, oh, well, if Trump gets reelected again, we're going to leave. They said that again in 2016. I don't think they're going to actually do it, but I was never a huge fan of Bruce Springsteen, Barbara Streisand, Cher, or any of those people anyway, so let them go. We'll give them, hell, why doesn't the government pay for them to go there if they hate this country so much? But anyhow, that's just the tip of the spear that we're using to shove up the Democrats' ass tonight. So we have everything is so screwed up around here in this country. We have so much to get to, and well, the one thing is the Hunter Biden investigation. He's supposed to have been indicted in California, as I like to call it. And he has gone on with this, what used to be a prominent artist by the name of Moby, who apparently nowadays has a podcast. And Hunter's on there saying they want to kill me. The Republicans want to kill me. No, we don't. We just want to throw your ass in jail where you belong and potentially get your father out of the damn presidency because, well, he was doing some corruptness. If Donald Trump can be indicted on four different states for completely different things, and he is the leading opponent of Joseph Robinette Biden, then why the hell can't we indict Hunter and impeach Joe? I mean, Trump was impeached for bullshit charges on multiple accounts, folks. Multiple accounts, which turned out to be a big bag of nope. So let's just go for it. Now, that being said, we also have something else to deal with here. Apparently, and I'm sure many of you are aware of this, in China, there is a new respiratory virus rolling around that it's primarily affecting children. but also old people. It's just some form of pneumonia, right? Senators Rick Scott and Marco Rubio have proposed a China travel ban. I don't think it's going to fly. But with this going on and with this being said, do you not find it odd, folks, that it just so happens to be showing up right before an election year? When you have a decrepit president that doesn't even do press conferences, and when he does, folks, he falls over, he doesn't know what day it is. Now, part of this, I will say, Donald Trump's reluctancy to debate any of the other Republican candidates in a primary debate may give Crypt Keeper Joe and the Democrats a reason to say, well, we're not going to debate because Trump didn't want to debate. I can see that. And I think that's a problem. Because if Joe doesn't have to debate, the woke people that care about nothing but social justice and don't care about their 401k, don't care about the fact that they have to pay twice as much money for meat because most of them don't even eat meat. They eat fucking soy products and this, that, and the other thing. I think they will, continue to put their vote toward Biden when they don't see how decrepit he is, because NPR, everything, let's be real, the liberal media doesn't necessarily put these things in a light that they should. So, we have that going against us. And I'm going to get into the Republican debates, which I think are stupid, because the truth of the matter is, the last couple debates, especially the last one, there was only one clear winner. And that to me was Ron DeSantis, because, well, he was the only one that was actually trying to put anything out there. Okay, so you had Vivek and Nikki Haley constantly going at each other. It's funny, the two Indians hating each other left and right. And it's a constant theme between the two of them. And then you have Fat Christie, nobody dissed Donald Trump. And he's sitting there, his fat ass is sitting there just kind of leaning over the side of the podium like this. I mean, I can barely even walk straight. And, that's a problem that he has to deal with. And I don't see any way that Chris Christie has any shot in a cold days in hell of trying to actually be president of the United States. Nobody's going to vote for him. He had the worst accountability numbers of any governor of New Jersey, and that's saying a lot, because who the hell wants to live in Jersey, right? Sorry to any of you Jersey people who might be watching this, which I'm pretty sure none of you are. But that being said, I think the Vivek and Nikki Haley, commentary, it's pure entertainment, folks. I find it very entertaining to watch the two of them. And it's childish. Most of it is childish. But at the same time, it's hilarious, because they just go back and forth with each other, and then you see fat ass Christie going to defend Haley. So we know how everything's going. Neither Christie or Vivek have any shot at a cold day in hell of being the Republican nominee for president. And Haley, let's be honest, has no shot either, at least not within the southern red-blooded male states, because she is the one that started the whole take down the Confederate monuments and this, that, and the other thing. And a lot of people aren't very fond of such a thing. So therefore, she, I think, is out. The only person that may have a shot at even contending against Donald Trump is Ron DeSantis. And as you've seen in the previous debate, Ron DeSantis basically just sat there and made basically, he called out Haley with her, I want everybody to have a real name and verification on any form of social media. That's communism. And he's right. And so that kind of, and that puts kind of a nail in her coffin. But just like Gavin Newsom, women will vote for Nikki Haley. Women will vote for Gavin Newsom. It's sad, but they will vote for them just because of what they are. That's the way it works, folks. So now we have also, we'll get into this whole Israel-Hamas war thing, where you have, folks, all these prominent universities supporting these pro-Hamas, pro-Palestinian woke people, many of which, as I said earlier, happen to be gay or female. I don't understand it, folks. I really don't. It makes no sense to me. But if these people practiced their sexual orientation and their sluttiness and their this, that, and the other thing in any of those Arab countries, they would probably be burned alive. So I say, let's trade them for our hostages. If they love them so much, let's bring back our people and send these woke clowns there. And aside from that, and these Ivy League universities that are, again, pro-Hamas, pro-this, pro-everything, anti-Jew, they allow anti-Jewish and anti-Semitic protests all the time. Happy Hanukkah to all the Jews, by the way. They allow that, but at the same time, if someone were to go out there and protest against, say men being in women's sports, oh my God, they'd be so ridiculed, they'd be banned. If they had said George Floyd was a career criminal who was a junkie, who died from a heroin overdose or a fentanyl overdose, which he did, they would have been kicked out of school, folks. Immediately. Without question. But because of social justice, that doesn't exist. Do you understand where this is going, folks? It only affects people that are white and conservative, or white and heterosexual. If you're a white heterosexual conservative, then you're even more screwed. This is what they're trying to do to us, folks. They are trying to make us extinct. The people that built this country, heterosexual Anglo-Saxon Protestants, or I should say, heterosexual white Anglo-Saxon Protestants, aka WASPs, as you're taught in English Lit in grade 12, if they even teach it that way anymore. Those are the people that built this country, folks. And of course, they had the black slaves and everything else, which, by the way, we had way fewer of than any other European country or any other developed country at the time. Most people didn't even have them, and they got off pretty damn well. Media doesn't want you to know that either. They change history so it can repeat itself. They want history to repeat itself. They want these people to feel like they're oppressed, so they just go for their thing. It's pretty disgusting, folks. But here we go now to the China thing. There is this disease that is causing white lung, which is basically when they give you a chest x-ray and it shows up white, you have a bunch of fluids in your lungs. Primarily affects children and potentially the elderly. It is spread to the United States slightly. And the last time there was a disease from China that spread to the United States, and YouTube has banned me for this multiple times, was the Fauci flu, aka COVID-19. And that only affected the elderly. Now, I did have COVID-19, and I thought I was going to die. I also hadn't been sick in many years because I'm pretty good about not getting sick. I was actually previously sick with something else right before that, and I may have had an underlying condition, but that doesn't matter. I caught the Fauci flu. I thought it was going to kill me. I never had any fucking vaccines. And yeah, it was a bumpy ride. I also know people that have had the Fauci flu that have had many vaccines, and it was also a bumpy ride. So what does that tell? Oh, and they complain about arms going numb and everything else. Cancel me for misinformation, whatever the hell you want. That makes you a socialist propaganda YouTube. Let's go for that. But I'm here to say that if they start shutting states down and mailing out ballots because of this Chinese thing, whereas Joe Biden, on record, has received lots of money from China. If they start doing this again, and you people that say that we're election deniers still call us election deniers when they start mailing out ballots to dead people, you're nuts, and you need to be locked up in a mental institution. That's what I'm saying about this. Because it is not a simple coincidence that when there's an election year, again, that involves Joseph Robinette Biden, who gave lots of money to China with him and his kids and his brother and his grandchildren, and they have received lots of money from China with him and his brother and his kids and his grandchildren, there is no way in hell you can tell me that this is not a rigged plan. There is no way in hell you can tell me that when they are starting to do this in China again and release another damn virus onto this country so they can mail out ballots to dead people who apparently only vote Democrat, you can't tell me that they're not trying to rig another election. You can say that I'm wrong for talking about the previous one. I'm not talking about the previous one. I'm talking about the future one. If this happens again, it's not a coincidence that we have two pandemics that just happen to show up in election years, that just happen to show up when Donald Trump's running. You can't tell me that's not rigged. And if you do, then you're just as stupid as the rest of the damn Democrats, which most of them are pretty goddamn stupid. I'd like to hear some argument on that. I don't think you have any. I think that's pretty much all I really have to say about all this. I just hope that everything works out fine and we don't have any fraudulent crap. Because we all know it's going to be Donald Trump versus Joe Biden again. The Chinese are scared to death of Donald Trump. And the Americans that have brains are scared to death of Joe Biden. You got to figure this out, folks. It's not rocket science. It's pretty easy to put together. Democrats like to tell you that 2 + 2 = 5, It doesn't. It only ever equals 4. Damn it, good shit. This is the best whiskey I've had in a long time. Sometimes you need shit with higher proof. What we're dealing with today, the sad state of this country. We have a military that thinks it's more important to know your pronouns than to go out and kill people. We have men competing in women's sports, and people think that's okay. This has to end, folks. You guys need to get out and vote. And I say there's only 2 people that I support being my next president. Donald J. Trump is my first pick. Ron DeSantis is my second. Good to see you guys again. Hopefully I'll be back next week. I don't know. This video is probably going to be canceled. I'm probably going to be censored. But YouTube can go fuck themselves. Catch you guys later. Chugs out.